I'm thinking back and thinking of, I really miss the school. And thinking now, it feels like I just graduated yesterday. I can't believe so we're gone from the gates, but the community isn't gone.
I spoke with Xander Smith, who graduated from St. Andrews College in 2019. Xander currently studies business at Wilfred Laurier and expresses his gratitude towards St. Andrews for helping him step outside of his comfort zone by trying new things he never knew he would enjoy, including theater, sports, and St. Andrews' one-of-a-kind cadet program. And do you think St. Andrews influenced your school choice or your area of study? Like, did it help you choose a university and find a passion in what you want to study?
For sure. So to be completely honest, me personally, I didn't put much effort into my university decision. I know all across Canada, all across the world, there are great universities, and wherever you go, you'll have a great experience there nonetheless. Um, so with St. Andrews, they provided some university tours. I toured some different locations. And when I went to Laurier and toured there, I really noticed that I felt at home. It was one of those smaller communities similar to St. Andrews, as opposed to the bigger universities such as Queen's or Western. Um, and in my personal life, through my family, I've been interested in business and kind of working with people. I really enjoy that. And that's a skill I was really able to hone in on through my experience at St. Andrews, from the wide variety of opportunities that I was given. So the courses that were provided and the opportunities that I had really allowed me to see that this is the field that I enjoy, and this is really what I want to pursue later in life. And it was an amazing transition right into university. Left off at the end of grade 12 and picked up again right at university. So
That's great. Awesome. Good to hear. And reflecting back on your time at St. Andrews, I'm curious if you were to draft up a resume, listing all of your experiences, accomplishments, extracurriculars, what would that look like?
for you to know, I'm the kind of guy that can never say no to anything. Any opportunities that come my way, I'm like, I want to do this, do this, do this. I don't really think about how much time commitment that actually is, but I make it work the best I can. So kind of working throughout my time at St. Andrews, I was a member of my Model United Nations Club, where I was the president in my grade 12 year at the school. I attended the Harvard Model United Nations Conference for 4 years, ever since grade 9, which was an incredible opportunity. In grade 11, I was a middle school house captain. So what a middle school house captain is, people in grade 11, they apply for these positions and are working with different classes in middle school to get to know them better, get their transition even better, and to give them what you had when you were younger at the school as well, which was an amazing experience. I was a member of the wind ensemble band as well as jazz band all throughout my high school career, which was amazing. We actually went to Chicago in my grade 12 year to perform and won there, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this year they were supposed to be performing in New York, but that wasn't able to happen because of COVID. But I still keep in touch with them and follow up with them to see how they are going, as music is something that's really important to me. The thing I also love about SAC is that it has a wide variety of opportunities. You don't have to narrow yourself in any one area. So in my grade 12 year, I was also in the fall production of Guys and Dolls. Was a lot of fun. I love acting as well, gave me a chance to work with different people, sing, dance, just be myself, right? And people might look at St. Andrews and say, oh, it's only an athletics school, but that's not reality at all. There's a place for everyone. In my grade 12 year as well, I was a prefect, which is the top student council of the school. There are 11 or 12 of us. We had to plan events such as our semi-formal, working with other schools in the region, and just creating an optimum St. Andrews experience for the rest of the student body. Thinking about it, I think that's pretty much it. I tried to get myself involved as much as possible, as that is something that I found right off the get-go. I see all these opportunities and I want to grasp all of them as much as I can.
And so out of all of these opportunities, what was your proudest moment at SAC?
That's a really tough question, to be completely honest. My proudest moment. I would say being a prefect was pretty amazing as I was able to have that leadership position and have being able to work with the whole student body. As a leader, I don't like seeing myself as I'm up here and everyone else is down here. I like seeing myself as working with everyone to achieve our final goal.
Hmm.
One experience I actually forgot to mention in that previous question, as you may know, St. Andrews College has a cadet program, the 142 St. Andrews Highland Cadet Corps. And this is something that has been at St. Andrews since the Second World War. And First World War rather. So there's a lot of history with this. We have the bagpipes, the drums, the marching, all of that. In my grade 12 year, I had the honor to actually be an officer for our parade season. So I was able to take charge of a platoon. I got to carry around a sword with me, which was pretty fun in parades. And looking back on specifically cadets, that this is one place where a lot of the alumni go back to. When you're there as a student living throughout it, you're like, do I have to stand here? I don't want to stand here for 3-4 hours, right? As
Hmm.
no teenagers would really want to do that with their free time. But looking back at it after my first year at university, it was an amazing experience. All of the whole student body working together towards one goal of maintaining history and being able to actually have leadership there as well was an
Hmm.
excellent opportunity. And cadets, I think it's just standing around, just staying absolutely still. But that's not true. Throughout the weeks, we would go out in the woods, go explore. We would do different activities, learn different survival skills. It was absolutely amazing.
Amazing. And I'm curious, being so involved in everything at the school
Mhm.
and so many different things, what are, some of the main lessons that you learned in that involvement that help you, adjust to university, or that help you just in general in university right now?
For sure. So through my whole high school experience, I was taking on all these opportunities and I started feeling that was taking a toll on my personal life. I
Mm.
don't have much time to do my work. I start getting overly stressed and I start realizing that a bunch of this is unnecessary. This is all my choice.
Yeah.
So that allowed me in university, I'm learning to start saying no to things. I only take on the things that I really want to do, things that I'm still passionate about, because that's a really important lesson. Don't just take something on because someone else tells you to. Take something on because you're really passionate about it. It's something you want to do. And the people you meet in these different opportunities is absolutely incredible. They are
Hmm.
like-minded individuals that you can work with while your time at St. Andrews and even beyond. I'm still in contact with many of my friends from high school, which is absolutely incredible.
And looking back, if you can remember at your time before St. Andrews,
Mhm.
I'm curious, how did you maybe find out that you wanted to go to that school specifically? What was it about St. Andrews that drew you in? What was that process like? Did you do a lot of research? Was it mostly your
Mhm.
family? Uh, yeah.
So I was at a co-ed school from grade 1 to grade 7. And I was going to move schools for high school anyway, as I wanted a new environment, meet new people, don't want to be stuck with the same people necessarily from kindergarten to grade 12. So actually one of my brother's friends, I was actually going to go to a high school right near my house, Aurora High School,
Mm.
if I didn't go to St. Andrews. But one of my brother's friends, when I was going into grade 8, um, my brother is 2 years younger than me. He was moving to SAC, and my brother and him are very close friends. So my family started exploring this option, and I was the kind of person like, I don't want to leave my old school. I love all my old friends. Like, I don't want to leave. I went for a tour of St. Andrews, and my opinion totally changed. It was, I was looking around. It was perfect. Everything looked absolutely amazing. So this really got in my mind that, okay, there are different things out there. And something that many people may think is, oh, it's an all boys environment. What's that like as opposed to co-ed? So
Right.
coming from a co-ed environment, coming into this, of course it is a transition, but after a little bit, you don't even realize it. You're able to form many relationships with friends, right? You don't necessarily have to show off in any way in order to impress any girls or anything.
Yeah.
Um, but it's absolutely amazing. You're able to, there's friends of all different types. You don't have to fall under the guy stereotype. You go play hockey, play soccer, right? You don't have to fall under that at all. I'm not a very athletic guy. So I tried out some different sports throughout my time. I was on the cricket team for a few years, which is something I would never have tried before.
Yeah.
Um, and I also tried Nordic skiing. So these aren't big sports. I did it because some of my other friends were, something I was interested in. Um, and coming into this new environment, the first few days was a little bit, okay, I don't know anyone here. but just take all the opportunities that come towards you and you'll have an excellent transition.
Mhm. And speaking about that transition, what would
Mhm.
you say, what's it like transitioning from that all boys environment to university?
So you may think after being in an all boys environment, in my situation for 5 years, it might be, oh, okay, so now it's not only guys here, there's guys and girls. It's honestly not that shocking because even though you're in an all boys environment at St. Andrews, you're still exposed to other girls. You have socials with other girls' schools in the area. People have siblings. You still go to each other's houses, right? You're not
Yeah.
fully in that bubble. But branching out to university, it is different in a sense, but I got used to it pretty quickly. That's for sure.
And what do you think the most important thing you learned was, just being in that all boys
Mhm.
environment?
I think the benefit of that is don't be afraid of who you are. There are many, and for example, at my old school, there were only 10 boys in my class.
Hmm.
When I came into grade 8 at St. Andrews, there were 99 boys in my class. So I was able to choose my own friend groups. Don't necessarily have to be friends with absolutely everybody, but being able to select who my friends are, have common interests with me, and I could just be myself. You can be your crazy, fun self and having laughs and jokes with your friends on the bus, going to sports games or going on trips. And you're just able to have a good time. You don't even have to put much thought into it. Just
Hmm.
be yourself. That's the main thing I learned about myself.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And what would you appreciate most about your time there?
I really enjoyed the range of opportunities that were presented to me. A variety of different options you have to get involved in is absolutely incredible. You can test the waters in different areas. Do I like that? Do I not like that? And really shows your passions of what you want to pursue in the future, which
Hmm.
is it's amazing through all the programs that St. Andrews offers with anything you can imagine, cooking, pottery, art, music, everything, and there's something for everyone.
And trying to look at the school as objectively as possible.
Mhm.
What, in your opinion, differentiates it from other, similar schools, maybe other private all boys schools?
Mhm.
I'm curious, is there something that makes SAC absolutely unique?
So I know anyone that has looked into St. Andrews College or has heard about it has heard the brotherhood that surrounds there. I know that's a very cliche thing. That's something that's thrown around, but it's something that really is true. Through all the things we do, especially cadets, all the different trips we go on, I've had the opportunity to travel around the world with St. Andrews on different trips. Absolutely incredible. And the bonds you're able to make with your friends is beyond just seeing each other in the hallways at school every day.
Hmm.
It's you want to come hang out with me on the weekend? Do you want to go here somewhere together, right? And just being able to create those relationships, as well as the teacher environment that is supporting us all, is absolutely amazing. They work with us to achieve our goals. Personally, I don't know about other schools and what they do, but at St. Andrews, the connection we are all able to make with each other from seeing each other every day, sharing common interests, is absolutely amazing. And when you
Hmm.
find those people that are like-minded individuals to you through the different clubs and the extracurriculars that you join, those are the people that will be your lifelong friends, as I'm already able to I'm in contact with many people I've already known.
And now I have a bit of a creative question.
For sure.
Um, if St. Andrews were to be personified, if you can, imagine St. Andrews as a person, um,
Mhm.
what are three words that you would use to describe its personality?
One would be outgoing. As I said, there's opportunities for everyone. The
Hmm.
school is really able to make a connection with every individual, especially into the future with the alumni. We're known as old boys. This is actually the old boys tie that I'm wearing today that we got on our graduation.
Nice.
Even at university, there's old boys pub nights that happen. So I went to university and I was in contact with a fourth year at my university who was actually my house captain when I was in grade 8,
Oh, nice.
and he helped me through, right, we're all connected. That brotherhood lives on past when we leave those gates on graduation, goes beyond that, and it really has those connections. Another word I would say is well-rounded, as there is something for everyone. It's not focused on one particular skill such as athletics or music or drama. There's everything.
Hmm.
um, a final thing I would say is accepting. it everyone has an opportunity at the school. Even if English isn't someone's first language, or if people are struggling in certain areas, there's always support for anything that you could think of.
Hmm.
Um, of anyone with all abilities and anyone from anywhere in the world, because St. Andrews College has a strong residence program as well. I actually lived in residence in my final year in grade
Okay.
12. I live in Aurora, 5 minutes from the school, but it was a great transition experience to go into university. That is something that is encouraged for many students going into grade 12. But being able to meet people from all around the world, from Jamaica to the Bahamas to all over, and you're able to meet these people and share your experiences, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And so you mentioned that there is something for everyone at the school. I'm curious though, is there a typical student at SAC?
I think when people see St. Andrews, they think the typical student is that hockey player, that person that is really athletic.
Hmm.
But through my time there, there aren't many people that are just like that. Sure, there are groups of people like that, but there are also groups of people who are into drama, into music, into all these different things. So as much as advertisements might show the typical SAC student, I think it's very well-rounded. There's diverse abilities all throughout the school,
Hmm.
and everyone is unique. Everyone has their own personality, is able to pursue their own personality. No two students are the exact same in the
Hmm.
sense that they can choose the paths they want to go down in terms of courses, as well as clubs to join, as well as people to talk to. And it's nothing's directly forced upon you. It's you're able to find your own path, which is
Hmm.
absolutely amazing.
And is there a common thread between the student within the student body? Like, is there something that every student there shares?
So I think all the students at St. Andrews are wanting to get involved. They want to get engaged. They want to feel those different opportunities. And because of the amount of programs that are offered by the school, this allows the whole student body to be able to choose what they want, and everyone has a drive for that to really pursue them in the right direction.
And what would you say is the school's highest values in actual practice?
Again, coming back to brotherhood, maintaining that sense, maintaining connections between the student body. The school does everything in its power to unify the student body, make sure that it's not us versus them,
Hmm.
especially the student body with the teachers, having everyone in that community working together. Teachers get to know everyone by name. Students get to know each other from across different grades, which you wouldn't in a normal high school in
Right.
general. You wouldn't really know everyone. Teachers wouldn't really know you. And I even noticed that's different going into university. So it's nice having those small class sizes. There's not that many people at the school. You get to know everyone for high school for those 4 years at least. And then going into university, of course, the professor most of the time doesn't even know you by name.
Yeah.
So many people will hear that, but it's an amazing opportunity at St. Andrews to have that experience.
And if you were to speak to a family who's thinking about St. Andrews, they've gone to the open house, they've done their research online, they've gone to the website and everything. They've even spoken to a family member that goes there. Um, but what is one thing that would surprise a family or a student who actually does choose to enroll? What's something that you would be surprised about on your first day at school, for example?
That So say they've gone to an open house, they've seen the whole school, but there really is much more to the school than what they've seen just walking through the halls.
Hmm.
There really is more in all the programs, all the unique people. A bunch of those open houses, the one I went to, for example, was at night. So there weren't students walking around in the halls. We weren't able to see the school in action, right? We weren't able to see it in its live performance.
Yeah.
But the whole school comes to life when people walk in the doors in the morning. We're all sitting in the Ketchum Auditorium waiting for an assembly. Just feeling the energy and the vibes you get in that situation
Hmm.
are beyond words. It's incredible to be able to share experiences between people. You meet new people every day, and once you get those strong connections, it's it's beyond words.
And getting a bit personal, do you think your experience at St. Andrews has shaped who you are today as a person?
I think so because as I said, at St. Andrews, you can choose what you want to get into. Before I came to St. Andrews, I was interested in public speaking. I'm a really people person. I always need social environments. So going into St. Andrews, I knew in the back of my mind, that's what I want to do. That's why I joined the Model United Nations. I was part of debate for a little while, and I was really, and even drama is something that I was able to use to express myself, and
Hmm.
something that who I really am. You sometimes learn different things about your friends every day. Oh, I didn't know you were in that club. I didn't know you were going to be in that performance. That's something really cool about you, right? There's not too much judgment there either from peers,
Hmm.
as everyone is different, right? Everyone can pursue their own paths, which is something that's amazing.
And thinking back to your own experience,
Mhm.
trying obviously not every school is perfect. I'm curious if there is anything that you would change about the school, and
Mhm.
if not, is there something that you would change about your experience at the school?
That's a really tough question for me, as I'm someone who always looks on the bright side of things. I never
Hmm.
like to focus on the negatives. I'm like, okay, how can I do better? What can I do better? Um, Here's kind of a negative, which turns into a positive. So the school really enforces, okay, you have to join 2 sport terms a year. You have to participate in a certain number of extracurriculars. And that kind of forces you to pick something at random.
Mm.
But the benefit of that is you might actually find something there that you really enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
I never realized I joined culinary arts in my grade 12 year, something I've never really done before. Like, this is actually really cool. Let's maybe pursue this, right? It has those different opportunities. Um, and even in sports, I joined, as I said earlier, cricket, something I didn't know about. And I was on that team for 3 years, getting to know the people there, figuring out that that's an environment which I find actually pretty cool. So those are actually opportunities for you to grow as a person and for you to
Hmm.
step outside of your comfort zone. As I think that's something that's really important for any student to do. Don't just stick in your personal bubble. Branch out and reach out to see what else is out there.
Yeah.
And another piece of advice which I would have is don't go in grade 9 or grade 5 or anywhere where you enter with a fixed mindset of what you want to pursue. There's always different opportunities that open up. I could have pursued computer science or engineering or anything in my time there. I just chose to continue with business. But everyone has a different path. Everyone can start with one thing and end with a completely different thing. There are opportunities for everyone in courses and in clubs.
But how has your perspective changed since graduating now that you have a bit of distance from the school?
I've had a year now to reflect back on my experiences at St. Andrews. And actually, in this interview is my first time really voicing these
Mm.
reflections, which is absolutely amazing. I'm thinking back and thinking of, I really miss the school. And thinking now, it feels like I just graduated yesterday. I can't believe that's, so we're gone from the gates, but the community isn't gone. I'm still in contact with my friends. We see each other. We have each other over to each other's houses when we can, right? Et cetera, et cetera. Um, but being able to think back to all the different things that I was a part of and that I was able to accomplish during my time there is
Hmm.
something that was really able to set me up for success.
Yeah.
So acting as a prefect when I was there in my grade 12 year, which was a really good opportunity for me, allowed me to pursue more leadership positions in university. I went into university with the mindset I want to get as involved as possible, as that is something that St. Andrews taught me. I
Yeah.
don't want to just be sitting there going through classes every day, just sitting in my room doing nothing. I want to get as involved as possible. And again, I have the little thing with me. I can't always say no. So I took on a little much, but through my second year, I'm able to select, okay, I see what there is at university, because St. Andrews, there's opportunities, but at university, there's anything you could possibly think of. Club fairs, there's all these different associations.
Hmm.
But going into my second year, I'm picking exactly what I want to focus on. And so I started broad at St. Andrews, then kind of narrowing down throughout my time to
Yeah.
see who I want to be by fourth year.
And again, if you were speaking to a prospective family,
Mhm.
um, would you recommend St. Andrews to them? I think the answer is yes. But what are the three biggest reasons you would give them for enrolling?
Yes, I really would recommend going to this school. It provides excellent opportunities for their children. They can get involved in anything they want. B, it provides a sense of independence. Everyone, so throughout middle school, there is a little bit more hand holding by the teachers, which is totally understandable as these kids are getting ready for high school and ready to go. But even in grade 12, for example, I was in residence. um, they were much more relaxed for the grade 12s as they know that's not going to happen in university. They
Mhm.
don't want to be right on you like, oh, are you okay? Like walking through every step of the way. They want to allow you to control yourself so you can control yourself in university. That's an amazing opportunity that the school gives. And C, I would say the people they meet, those connections they're able to form. Parents could see their children having kids over to their houses all the time, going to other kids' houses, and really being able to branch out from what their bubble from their old school and meeting people they may never have met in the past.
Mhm.
So I really would recommend this as a school.
And is there anything that a family should absolutely know before enrolling in the school?
Other than just going for an open house, talking to family members and doing some research, for example, on our kids about the school, I don't think there's anything in particular. Students kind of learn as they go. It's a learning experience. I
Mhm.
still remember the first day when I started in grade 8. I was sitting on the bench and I saw people all talking to each other. "Oh, how was your summer? How are you doing?" And I'm like, I don't know anybody. I don't know what's going on. Give me a week and I was talking with people. We have
Yeah.
beginning of the year trips with your class. So in grade 8, for example, it was a Beyond the Gates trip. You go on a canoe trip with your class for a night, getting to know people better. There's all these opportunities to get to know people better. And that's something that will really prepare you once you join the school. Once you get there, you can then exponentially grow in personal development, which is
Mhm.
amazing.
And stepping back a bit, just to on the topic of recommending the school, I'm
Mhm.
curious. Would you recommend it to everyone, or is there maybe like an ideal student or a certain type of student you think would thrive at St. Andrews College?
In order to get the maximum potential out of the experience at St. Andrews, an optimal student would have to be one that is willing to accept new opportunities, is willing to personally grow, and has a growth mindset. If someone goes in with a fixed mindset, I just want to do this, I don't want to do anything else, they enter that way in grade 5 all the way to grade 12, they kind of wasted an opportunity there at St. Andrews.
Hmm.
You really have to branch out someone who's really outgoing and is willing to take chances, willing to step out of their comfort zone. It's okay to make mistakes. That's something that I've had to learn throughout my time. I always wanted everything to be perfect. I wanted everything to be a clear vision. But even through my time at St. Andrews going into university, it's okay to make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. So anyone that is just willing to grow as a person is someone that would be amazing in that St. Andrews environment.
But I'm just curious if you have anything to add.
Mhm.
Is there any other advice you would give to a student who has decided to go to St. Andrews and is enrolling and is showing up for their first day? What advice would you give to that student?
I'll reemphasize that take advantage of all the opportunities that are presented to you. Um, all these different club activities, all these different assemblies, really stay engaged in them. That is something that allowed me, that guy sitting in grade 8 on the bench, not knowing everyone, to being able to get involved in my community and excel to be a prefect in grade 12. Also, following your role models. As I said in middle school, if students choose to join a middle school, there are house captains. So use them as a role model. Keep those connections going. And the amount of networking you're able to do within the school and keep those contacts even beyond is amazing, as it really is a brotherhood. And the connection is beyond words, as I have stated before.
And so I guess my last question is back to you. What's next for you? I know you just finished your first year in business.
Mhm.
What are you hoping to do with that degree? And I'm also curious because you mentioned you were so involved at SAC. Are there other fields, or you mentioned music is important to you? Are there anything else that you plan on working into your future?
Going into second year, I'm still pursuing this business degree. I'm planning on focusing more in a finance field. I think we have our specialties more in third year, as
Mm.
that's something that's interesting to me through math, accounting, all the different experiences I've had. Um, and I always like, so every year we're able to pick a few different electives. And I like these electives to be out there, something that's not related to business whatsoever. Last year, I took psychology, I took geography, things that were totally out there.
Yeah.
I was able to find the things that were important to me at St. Andrews, as you said, music, drama. I try to incorporate those things as much as I can. I actually have a bunch of friends who are music majors. So I get with them sometimes, I go to their concerts sometimes, able to hear music still.
Yeah.
And that is something that allows me to calm down. I enjoy playing music, listening to music, anything that allows me to clear my mind. And that's something I learned even more through my time at St. Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout my time at university, I'm planning on taking more of those opportunities, seeing what I really want to do, and just staying connected with as many people as possible and living my time at university and beyond to its fullest.